Welcome to July 1st, 2026. The Singularity just cleared customs. Anthropic is redeploying Claude Fable 5 globally after Washington lifted export controls on Fable 5 and Mythos 5, pairing the return with fresh cybersecurity safeguards, a Glasswing partner framework for scoring jailbreak severity, and pledges to the U.S. government to detect risks, co-author standards for future models, and flag malicious activity. Not everyone is applauding. Alex Stamos welcomed the White House to the AI Safety Club while calling the détente a huge own goal for the US, betting Chinese models pull ahead on cyber within 6 months. The same lab kept shipping. Claude Sonnet 5 nears Opus 4.8 at introductory prices of $2 and $10 per million tokens, though analysts note it runs cheaper by the token, yet pricier by the task, burning enough extra reasoning to outbill Opus anyway. Efficiency is contagious. Stanford and Together AI proposed intelligence per watt, finding local models can already handle 88.7% of chat queries. OpenAI quietly halved inference costs. Google's TabFM, a zero-shot foundation model for tabular data, retired feature engineering behind a single BigQuery SQL call. And Nano Banana 2 Lite and Gemini OmniFlash shipped cheaper pixels and video. Meanwhile, doomerists at MIRI now want a surveillance state regime of polygraphs, prison sentences, and embedded auditors to police intelligence itself, criminalizing curiosity to keep the AI future at bay. Science is speeding the other way. Anthropic's Claude Science wires 60-plus databases into one reproducible workbench, and Basecamp's Eden models now let researchers text-prompt antibiotics against drug-resistant pathogens. OpenAI's GeneBench Pro, a benchmark of 129 research-level computational biology problems, shows headroom remains, with its best model passing just 28.7%, rising to 31.5% in Pro mode. To close such gaps, Amazon raised a $1 billion army of forward-deployed engineers to embed agents inside every enterprise. The bottleneck has moved from code to concrete, and concrete has politics. South Korea's June exports topped $100 billion for the first time on record, SK Hynix and Samsung shipments, while ByteDance planted a $39 billion data center in Brazil's Sierra, and Amazon's Fastnet cable surfaced in Ireland's County Cork to feed European AI. The friction is local. The Bitcoin Policy Institute blames a China-linked Marxist group for stalling $23.6 billion in U.S. data center projects. Henrico County begged schools to kill the lights as data centers spiked its rates 25%, and SpaceX halved Starlink prices in Memphis to placate neighbors of xAI's Colossus. Atoms are the new frontier. Tesla's first Optimus humanoid line is being installed in Fremont, with dozens more planned. Ubitech's $17,650 U1 offers silicone companionship in his and hers models in China, and South Korea will drill its entire military into drone operators, backed by counter-drone lasers and microwaves. Overhead, Blue Origin will fly New Glenn again this year by switching to a hybrid pad that stacks the stages flat, then tips the rocket upright. China eyes a 10-kilowatt orbital data center by 2027, and the DOT moved to end the 53-year ban on supersonic flight over U.S. land. Beneath it all, CERN powered down the LHC to build a 10-fold brighter 2030 successor to pin down the Higgs and probe beyond the standard model. The wetware is next. Meta's Brain 2 QWERTY V2 reads sentences from magnetoencephalography recordings at 61% accuracy with no surgery and open code, while Neuralink successfully threaded electrodes through the dura, the brain's armor, without ever cutting it. Biology is shifting from discovery to design. One startup's virtual heart turned a deadly pill into its safe twin in 3 hours on a laptop, a fix that once cost $6 billion, and conception grew the first human eggs from blood-derived stem cells. The state is being fenced in and pried open. The Supreme Court ruled geofence warrants demand probable cause, affirming privacy in your phone's location trail, just as House testimony alleged the CIA continued Nazi human experiments after Nuremberg. Congress wants the other files opened. Representative Burleson pushed a UAP Disclosure Act, asking why it took 80 years, while Representative Burchett says members were briefed on 5 crash sites and non-human life forms, both dead and alive, plus vehicles that may have arrived without crashing at all. Money is being rewritten. Ukraine moved $8.3 million in seized crypto toward a strategic reserve, a first for the country, and 140 firms, including Visa and BlackRock, launched OpenUSD, a stablecoin sharing reserve yield. SpaceX may seed children's 530A accounts with donated stock, a stab at universal basic equity. Yet the labor apocalypse keeps missing. AI-heavy firms grew white-collar headcount 10.2%, with entry-level roles up 12%, and OpenAI's economist insists AI won't make workers superfluous. Reports of labor's death are greatly exaggerated.